everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's second episode of Jac's Snacks, I'm going to be bringing you 4 incredibly yummy, flavorful, and also easy appetizers that you can make for your friends and family. My first episode of Jac's Snacks was so well received. You guys literally still DM me pictures of snacks that you have made from that video. So I knew I had to do a second one. I know it's been a while, but I am here, I am back, I'm in the kitchen, I'm ready to cook for you guys. And this video is gonna be all about appetizers because for me personally, first of all, I'm the appetizer queen. I'm the snack queen. I'm not really good at the meals, but I am so good at snacks and appetizers. When I go out to eat, I always fill up on appetizers. I rarely even order an entree because I'm just like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. I'm such a picker and I'm such a foodie in that way. So I'm gonna share with you some of the most amazing appetizers today. I think it's important, like when you go over to a friend's house, even if it's something casual and just a couple of friends or family, you show up with an appetizer, you show up with a dip. It just really shows appreciation for the host and the hostess. It's a great way of saying thank you. It's a great way of welcoming people into your home and just being appreciative. So if you guys wanna learn how to make 4 incredibly amazing appetizers, just keep watching. All right, so for my first appetizer, I'm gonna be making my famous shrimp ceviche. I have been making this for so many years and it is so requested amongst my family and friends because it's so good and it's 100% healthy, so it's like a guilt-free appetizer snack. You know, even though I have no guilt whatsoever whenever I eat anything, I live my life to the fullest. But it is healthy, which is a bonus. So the ingredients you're gonna need to create this is a whole avocado, 1 lemon, a red onion, green onion, cilantro, grape tomatoes, 1 pound of shrimp. These right here are cooked, they are deveined, and they are de-shelled. I just asked my local seafood department just to give these to me. You can of course modify this. You do not have to do an entire pound. You can do 1/4 pound, 1/2 pound, 6 pounds, however many people you're feeding. Have fun with the recipe and do not feel like you have to follow it exactly. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take off every single one of the tails. Just pinch it, pull it right off. That way we get all of the shrimp. Okay, so now that the tails are off the shrimp, all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna cut them like this into smaller pieces. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want like those big bites. I prefer just smaller little pieces of it. Of course, this is personal preference. You can totally leave the shrimp whole like this if you want. This is just what I do. Okay, so now that our shrimp is completely cut up, I'm just gonna grab it and put it into my bowl. You guys can of course just use like pre-bagged frozen shrimp, but I'm just gonna be honest with you, this is gonna taste so much better and so much fresher and have way more flavor. All right, I just washed my cutting board. That way it's nice and sanitary. Nice and sanitary. So next I'm gonna cut up my red onion, and as you guys know from my Crunchwrap Supreme video, I do not know how to cut a red onion. I totally suck at it. So can you come help me? I'm gonna bring in my handy dandy sous chef. Get it? He's under me. I'm done.
Oh, kind of fire though.
Okay, so I always ask him to cut up 1/2 of a red onion. It's pretty much like the perfect amount. And this is definitely a recipe, just like the other ones I'm gonna do, you just kind of eyeball it. So whatever your preference is for onion, you can make it stronger or less, but 1/2, that's usually typically what we do. Okay, so I kind of was a little aggressive and ambitious with how much onion. Oh my God, that smells so good. Yeah, I would say more like 1/4 of an onion for this because that right there, that is too much for my personal liking because I don't want this to be like straight onion. I want to experience all the flavors in every bite. My hair looks like a beehive.
That's because you're my honey.
That's good. Okay. All right, so literally 1/4 of an onion or less. 1/2 would be way too much. All right, so I've just pushed my diced onion to the side just in case I want more after I taste test it in the end. It's there and it's waiting for me. Now I'm gonna cut up my little grape tomatoes right here. Just make them as thin or thick as you personally want. And honestly, I don't have any, I just almost cut my finger. I got my nail. When it comes to the tomato, I'm not gonna tell you how many or how few to cut. It just depends how much color you want in there and how much you love tomato. I'm gonna slice all these up. I'm gonna throw them in. I feel like that should be good. But again, you taste test it at the end. You know what you need more of, what you need less of. Moving on. All right, so we have those tomatoes chopped up. So you can take it, put it right in the bowl, just like you did the onions, and move on to our green onion. Oh, there's something about green onion that every single time I cut it, I'm just like, It's so satisfying. I love green onions, so I'm gonna cut, oh, that crunch. Hold on, here we go. So good. All right, thin slices, little baby itty bitty thin slices. All right, I'm gonna grab that, same as the rest, and just sprinkle that in. Look at how colorful that bowl is getting. It just looks so yummy and fun and fresh. I love all the colors in this recipe. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with some cilantro. This right here is definitely a personal preference, just like I said about everything else. Some people love cilantro, some people hate cilantro. I personally love it, so go in with whatever your desired taste is, but I like it to be pretty generous in my ceviche. All right, I'm gonna take my finely chopped cilantro and just sprinkle that in as well. Oh my gosh, it is coming together. Now we're gonna go in with avocado. Let's see. Oh, that's a pretty good avocado right there. That looks pretty picturesque. I just do slices horizontally, vertically, cut that up into pretty small pieces. All right, just gonna take that avocado and just kind of mush that right in there. The word mush was not really what I was going for, but you guys get it. So last two ingredients are lemon and salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that lemon right in half. I'm gonna go in with my lemon squeezer. If you guys do not have one of these, they are the most amazing thing ever, especially because not only do they get so much juice out of the lemon, but also, I mean, look at that. Also, you don't get any lemon seeds. You never have to worry about those crunching in your teeth. I'm gonna start with only a half a lemon, and then if I feel like I need more, I'll go in with that after I taste it, but I don't wanna get too crazy because lemon is one of those things that you can't go back on, just like salt. So I'm gonna start off with just, I mean, it's gonna look like it's a lot, but it is a pound of shrimp plus all the other ingredients. I'll start off there, and then once again, taste test and go in and see if I need more. I'm gonna put on a glove for this just because I don't wanna get my hands all like covered in this, and more than using like salad tossers or something, this is just gonna be the easiest way just to, George! Okay, so I'm just gonna go in and literally mix all this up. Sometimes when I do this, I'm like, oh, I have too much of this or too much of that. And then I'll go in and like pick it out and do the process of elimination, which is not difficult at all. But today, this looks pretty perfect. Oh, this looks so good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite, see if it's approved. I'm gonna try to get like a little bit of every ingredient in my bite. A little bit more salt and a little bit more lemon. So yummy. Is it perfect? It's perfect. All right, good to go. That's why you do not overdo lemon and salt. Just a little bit taste. You can do a little bit more, but do not overdo. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, crap, I physically can't go back. So don't overdo it, you'll thank me later. Okay, so that's it for our shrimp ceviche. It is so easy, so healthy, so fresh, so yummy. And also, if you just wanna make it like bad and bougie and make your guests feel extra special, I suggest a martini glass. Makes it feel like you're actually like in a high-end restaurant. It makes it elegant. All right, so now for our second appetizer, little snack moment. This is hands down the easiest one in the entire video, probably the easiest one in life, and it is jam-packed full of flavor, and it only consists of 3 ingredients. The first time I ever actually like made this in front of Jordan, he saw me making it. He was like, wait, what? Like 3 ingredients give you that much flavor? Like it's kind of, it's insane. And this is actually a recipe given to me by my dear friend, Austin. I've had this recipe for over 5 years now. I take this everywhere, whether it's 4th of July, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, it doesn't matter the occasion. This always hits so hard, it slaps, it is a fan favorite, so let's jump into it. So the first thing you're gonna need are these little smoky sausages right here, these little wieners. I suggest getting this exact brand because they slap so hard and they make this entire recipe what it is. Second, uncured smoked bacon. If you use Applewood bacon, I think it's a little bit too sweet in my preference because of the fact that we also have brown sugar right here. That's it. Brown sugar, bacon, wieners, amazing. As I'm starting to do this, I did preheat my oven to 375 degrees because we are gonna put these in there for 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, so you're just gonna grab one little weenie. I can't call them little sausages or hot dogs, they're just wieners, they're little weenies. So I'm gonna take it and I'm just going to wrap, I hope the camera can see this right. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I do a full wrap with this smoked bacon, like right like that. I'm gonna go nice and slow first so you can see it. Take my clean kitchen scissors, cut that bacon like so, grab a toothpick and just stab. That's it. Take that and put it in your pan. And we're just gonna repeat that process and just wrap, fully wrapped, go in, cut, take a toothpick and stab. Okay, so that's it. I put all my little weenies in a pie dish just because I think it looks so cute like this, I don't know. And then last but not least, you're just gonna take a ton of brown sugar and literally just like dump it all over this. There is something about that sausage with like the smoked bacon and then this sweet brown sugar and the way it like caramelizes when it's in the oven. Ooh, it's just like every flavor you want. It's like a mouthgasm. Oh, bitch. So now you're gonna make sure that your oven is preheated to 375. Take your dish, you're gonna wanna throw it in there for 35 minutes. You can check on them if you feel like it needs another 5 minutes. You can go up to 40, but start with 35 minutes. Okay, so now they have been in the oven baking for 35 minutes at 375 and they are done. I let them cool for like 15 minutes and now we get to eat them, but you can see just how beautiful they look. That brown sugar has melted down almost into like a paste and like caramelized and it gets kind of crunchy. So it's like soft, crunchy, like salty, sweet. Okay, gotta have one. Get in here, baby. Oh my God.
These are really hot, so make sure you guys blow on the wiener before you put it in your mouth.
This right here, because it's only 3 ingredients, and the flavor, holy shit. I've probably had these, no joke, 50 times, and I've never gotten used to how good they are.
Just look at the brown sugar, just.
I know, just dripping.
Oh
my.
No, yeah, dude.
Eat that whole thing.
So good. Okay, so for our third recipe, I'm gonna be making bruschetta, but kind of with a twist. So yummy, and again, just like the other ones, extremely easy. So for this recipe, you're gonna need salt and pepper, tomato, mozzarella, garlic, fresh rounds, olive oil, Parmesan cheese, and basil. Okay, so I'm gonna start by dicing 4 Roma tomatoes. Starting on the side, going towards the middle, but starting on the side. All right, so there we have our 4 Roma tomatoes. I'm gonna just take that and dump it right into this jar. Jar? What is this? Bowl. So now I'm gonna go in with approximately about 3 tablespoons of fresh basil. We're just gonna go ahead and chop that up and just like small little thin pieces. Holy cow, that smells good. Basil coming in hot. Okay, I will say, guys, like I am not a chef and I have never claimed to be. I'm just good at flavor. I like snacks, I like appetizers, but I am not good at things like cutting. So please, for those of you who actually know what you're doing, don't come for me in the comments because my boyfriend, he's always telling me, he's like, oh gosh, you're doing that so wrong. I'm like, I don't care. It still tastes just as good. Anyone can do it, and that's the point of my video. Look at me, Betty Crocker. All right, approximately 3 tablespoons. Oh, so pretty, I love the color. Okay, so next we're gonna grab a head of garlic and we're going to take out 4 cloves and mince those up. And because I am not good at this part whatsoever, I'm gonna bring in my handy dandy sous chef once again, Mr. Jordan, and have him do this part for me.
Somebody likes the butt of the garlic.
Oh my gosh, I love garlic.
I thought you loved me.
I love you more than garlic.
That's saying something.
This is hard.
Voila.
Okay, I'm gonna go in with a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Go ahead and just drizzle that in because we're gonna just toss all this in a minute, so get all in there. Then I'm gonna grab my mozzarella balls. I get the pearls, meaning it's just like the really small itty bitty ones. It's just like easier to pop into your mouth. And I'm just gonna go ahead and toss all of those in there. The texture of this is so disgusting, but it tastes so good. Mozzarella. I'm gonna kind of eyeball it. I feel like that's good right there. I'm gonna save the rest of them though, in case I want more. That's what I like about cooking, is it's not baking, it's not mathematical. You can just be like, I want more of this, I want less of that, and it works. Okay, I'm gonna grab some salt, and I'm not gonna even tell you how much to do, because we are just going to wing this, and just like the other recipes, we'll go in and add more if we feel like we need it, but for now, it's gonna put a good amount of salt in, and pepper. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grate the Parmesan cheese. You can totally just store buy it in like a little container where it's already, what's it called?
Shredded.
Shredded, grated, whatever. But I'm just gonna use this right here. This is called a microplane apparently. I just learned this. And just put a pretty amount of this in there. It's so good the way like this cheese grabs on to the tomato. It's so yummy. Now we mix. I'm gonna just, okay, so I definitely need more mozzarella balls. Most def. Get those in there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these French rounds right here. These are just store-bought. I got mine from Fresh Market. As you can see, there's like garlic toasted fresh rounds. But all you can do if you don't have this or you wanna make it way better is you can just grab some bread, slice it, put a little bit of olive oil, and just bake it in your oven for a couple of minutes. It'll be so fresh and the center will be like nice and doughy. And it will honestly taste better than this. But this is just like the lazy girl hack for this recipe if you don't feel like doing that. I'll be honest, my mouth is full of food. When I make this, I keep it in my fridge for like a day or two and I snack on it just like this. Like I'll just take a small amount of it and put it in a bowl. I don't even use any bread or a carb because it's just so good and full of flavor, just like this. Okay, so there we have the final bruschetta moment right there. All right, for the fourth and final appetizer, this is the famous corn dip. This is the most requested thing out of Jordan's friends. Anytime they come over to my house and I have appetizers and dips, whatever it may be, they're like, is the corn dip here? Because this is such a hardcore slapper. Okay, so I will say, I got this recipe originally from my friend Christian. Her mom actually brought this to a 4th of July get together that I had. And I mean, it was gone in like 10 minutes. Like we just hovered over it and I have been making it nonstop ever since. It is so good. All you're gonna need is Gruyere cheese, pepper jack cheese, Parmesan cheese, Mexicorn, and mayonnaise. Okay, ooh. Let me get this bitch open.
Look at those muscles.
Oh, yeah, bitch. So very important key, once you have this open, you're gonna wanna drain it. Can you guys see me right here? Yes, okay. So I just pour it like this over top of the sink, get out that water. That's just gonna make things soggy and gross, so just get rid of that before you put it in your pan.
Impromptu moment. So my Jaclyn Cosmetics Pout Spoken launch showed up today because I always buy product for every launch because, you know, gotta support my woman. And we got, oh hi.
Oh hi! I love that color. Okay, Mexicorn. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pour 2 of these Mexicorns directly into the pan. Now I am using a smaller pan. What size is this?
9 by 9.
Okay. When I first tried this out, it was like in a huge pan. So it just depends if you want it to be really thin or if you want it to be a lot thicker. I like it a lot thicker, which is why I use this size. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and measure out 1 cup of mayo. And yeah, no, this recipe is absolutely not even close to healthy. There's not one healthy thing in it. Doesn't matter. This is the guilty pleasure and it's amazing. This looks so gross. I'm not kidding you guys. Every single time I make this dip, I am so disgusted the entire time. I'm like, this is so gross. But once you smell it in the oven and you pull it out, you're like, oh, like you'll eat the entire thing. It's so good. We are literally just gonna mix all of this together until it's all the exact same consistency. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with 1 full cup of Parmesan cheese. Now I'm just gonna take that, I'm gonna dump that in, and then we are going to mix that into all of that mayo and corn. ASMR. I know how gross that I'm gonna be when I hear that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna flatten out all this a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with my other cheeses on top. All right, so now I'm taking my pepper jack cheese and I'm going to basically shred this entire block of cheese. The block itself is 8 ounces, so that's pretty much the amount that I'm gonna put on top. Okay, so now we have that entire block on there. I know, it's a lot of cheese. Okay, I'm gonna grab some Gruyere, and you do not need the Gruyere at all, honestly. I just, like fixing my hair with a block of cheese in my hands. You do not need this. I just like it because it's a little bit of a stinky cheese, and I like it mixed in with the pepper jack, and it melts down really, really slimy and like gooey, which just gives you like that extra texture. Okay, so now that that is complete, I'm gonna pop this in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Boom, bitch. All right, the corn dip is done. And just so you guys know, when this gets out of the oven, it is going to be so piping hot, obviously. Do not even try to touch it for a minimum of 15 minutes. I've had this sitting out for like 15 to 20 before I dive in. I'm gonna grab a good old bag of Tostitos scoops right here. Did I say that right? Tostito. That's a tongue twister.
Tostito scoop?
Tostitos scoops. Okay. Typically, I would take a spoon when you have like a party of people and put this into a bowl. I'm gonna take a bunch of chips and use it like that, but for now, I'm just gonna do it like this. Oh my God. All All right, you guys, so that is it for episode 2 of Jac's Snacks. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please let me know, out of all 4 recipes I gave you today, what looks the best to you? What are you gonna try? And if you do make any of these recipes, please let me know. Tag me in your photos and your videos so I can repost, I can like, I can comment. I love seeing you guys recreate my makeup, but I think I like seeing you guys recreate my snacks even more. It brings me a lot of joy. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.